Hello, hello. This is Crystal Wagner Thomas, Minister Crystal Wagner Thomas. And I was just catching up with a friend, but kind of venting. And as I was venting, I was getting revelation as I was venting out, because there's a such thing as a holy anger about certain things. What they say, a holy indignation about things. Um, we just coming up off the holidays. This is Kwanzaa. We in Kwanzaa now, but this is December 27th, 2022. And I was just sharing with a friend, how I was just frustrated over how the enemy has been just seem like he coming against um, us supporting each other and loving one another. And just several things have happened on my Thanksgiving holiday that was trying to come up against it, and by Christmas holiday. And I didn't have too good of a week, last week or whatever before the holiday. Um but I was determined to press on. And I've been saying it's a blessing in the pressing, and it's a reason for that. It's a reason for that, because we have to understand that it's not about us, and we keep on making it about us. I believe that's the word in First Timothy. I believe that's, I want to say, to First Timothy 3:1-3, or is it First Timothy 1? I think I want to say First Timothy 3:1-3, and it says, "Men shall be lovers of them own selves." And it is so true. It's creeping into the churches. It's creeping into the marriages. It's creeping into the households, the families, and everything. And when I think back to some of the happiest times in my life, is when I was young, and when we had awesome connections with family. Marriages meant something. You didn't have all these women running around voluntarily wanting to be single mothers. You didn't. You they Marriage was the thing, and even after all these years with the women's liberation and all these different things, and going on, and even other relationship dynamics taking the forefront, it's still important to get married, to find a lifelong mate, and to get married, and there's a reason for that. I was listening to a very interesting program when I woke up from a nap, of all things, yesterday. And I'm gonna give credit to the Diary of a CEO on YouTube. It's a show that I was listening to. I just was listening to something else on YouTube, and I just let it play, because I think I have the auto play enabled on there, and it just happened to be talking about how to find your lifelong love or something like that. And he had got to this part talking about loneliness and stuff. How basically it's not good to be alone. I'm an empty nester, basically, even though I still have my daughter living here with me. It's only gonna be a matter of time before she'll be ready to get her own place. And but he was talking about the difference between men and women, and how and their how they deal with loneliness and things like that, and tied to life expectancy and things like that. And he said the women tend to form a community, right? They reach out to their friends and their families. Men don't do that. They just kind of become recluse and stay off to themselves. um we've been perplexed about why so many suicides. We've been perplexed about, I've been hearing a lot of stuff in the news about black men and everything, in particular, dying early, because a lot of them are single, and they're not married. And so and they're by themselves. They never did settle down. And so they say that the life expectancy for somebody who is single and alone is far greater than that person that is single, and they build a community. Um, God got me really focusing on the importance of connections, because my Christmas with my family almost didn't happen, because quite frankly I didn't feel like doing it, and my sister, she didn't feel like doing it either. But sometimes we have to press hard. I feel I've been saying it since the beginning of the year, And it's a blessing in the pressing. And I'm so glad we press. I'm so glad we pressed. I had an awesome, even though it was some people that I wanted to be here, some family members, some very dear, close family members I wanted to be here, we still made the best of it in spite of. And sometimes I feel like my effort is in vain, but I know that it's not in vain. It's so much riding on it. We got to think about the bigger picture. On the outside looking in, having a Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner, this might be seeming like, oh, it's just a dinner, but it's more than just a dinner. On that particular show, The Diary of a CEO, he was explaining about how Oprah would have these big family or community gatherings at her home, and how she would kick around ideas and talk and pour into, just people that she knew, people that worked for her, all that type of stuff. People that were what he called the weakest link in her organization. Some of the highest link would probably be some of the dignitaries like presidents and A-list stars and millionaires and billionaires like herself. But he said he said, I think it's some kind of quote. I don't know who he quoted, but it says you are as strong as the weakest link in your contacts. So you want to pour into those that are of maybe your weakest link, that's in your contacts. So connection is important. In 2023, I believe the Lord is telling me we need to hold on to our connections. We need to try to build our bridges back to our families, and try to value marriage and relationships, all our relationships more, because that keep us strong, that keep us connected with one another, that keeps us that give us the strength and the resilience to be able to go through anything in life. I don't know how I would have made it through my divorce, and different other things in my life. My son being away and getting in trouble, for months at a time, maybe sometimes years at a time. I wouldn't have been able to get through that if I didn't have the love and the support of my family, and be able to have the holidays to look forward to celebrate. Because I wanted to celebrate, even though I didn't have money for my to give my kids or grandkids anything. I said I want to at least have a good dinner. See, it's because it's more than just about sitting down and eating. Some people would say, somebody, I'm not gonna mention any names, was saying, who cares about that? It makes no difference, or whatever. But see, after the enemy want us to believe that it don't make a difference. It does make a difference. It make a big difference. We gotta, because see, what I was thinking about was the big picture. The big picture it's the relationships, it's the family, it's the connections, it's building memories and having that foundation for our kids and grandkids that we need to do. Because I remember I was sharing with my friend how things were I was so happy and in bliss when me and my family would get together for picnics and for family gatherings at each other's homes and stuff. I look forward to that all year long. I look forward to that. And we don't even have to just make it a once in a year thing either. You can make it as often as possible. Um, when you think about the iconic movie Soul Food, that's iconic black story, right? And I don't care, that's despite your economical background. As you can see in that movie, it had all kind of economical, social people represented, just like in any family, in that family. And the matriarch of the family would keep the family, would require that they have a Sunday dinner. I think it was every Sunday, or maybe a couple of Sundays out of the month or something like that. And that, of course, would be totally up to